Right, in this lesson, the learning objectives are that we're going to look at a network topology and what the main ones are used. And then we're going to look at Wi-Fi and see how that works. And then your self-study, if you finish both those tasks, will be to look up data compression. So let's start with topologies. So a quick recap. What are the advantages to connecting computers together on a network? So hopefully from the lesson before, you will have remembered that connecting computers on a network is there to share something, whether it be the internet, files between the two computers, whether it's to share a printer. Okay, so the biggest network being the internet. You know, you're sharing files as in web pages, you're sharing data in as in gaming, you're sending things back and forth, but also like in this school, you can print from any computer to the printer. So you can see that networking computers together is really good. It also allows, other things. You can install software from one place. So the technicians downstairs can install a piece of software onto all the computers. That would be nearly impossible if they weren't connected. Well, it would be impossible if they weren't connected on a network. The only issues that arise from computers connected on a network is that they do slow down somewhat. It's a common complaint. These computers are so slow. But actually, when you put a lot of computers, and we do have a lot of Java together on a network, they do all tend to slow down. It is a natural difficulty. Also, because you're sending data, either wirelessly or through cables, there's some security risk. The internet has opened up the world of security flaws. It's given us a lot, but it's also allowed a lot of hackers to get in and steal data. So there are problems with networks. They also do need, obviously, maintaining a lot more than a normal computer. So there are three main types of network topology that we're going to look at. There's actually a few more, but we're going to look at three. So what a network topology is about how have you connected these computers together. And I don't just mean cables or wires. I mean which computers or workstations or devices are connected to which other ones. Because say, for example, on the internet, you are not directly connected to every single computer in the world directly. You, in your house, your say 7 people or whatever, 7 devices, connect to a router, and that router is connected to the network, and then there's a whole mesh, because it's a mesh network, of computers connected together. So how you connect them has its advantages and disadvantages. A lot of it is cost to easiness, and we're going to cover those. So the three we're going to look at here are mesh, star, and ring. A mesh network is basically where all of the workstations, or most of them, are connected to each other, like a big spider's web. A star means that, which is like in your household, you've got a server in the middle, and then you all connect to that one server. Obviously, that's then connected to another network, so you've actually got a network on a network. It's a bit weird. And then a ring network is where they're all connected in a big circle, one after the other, which has its benefits, but it's a bit outdated now. Not many use that. So this is a mesh, that's what it looks like. So if I get the mouse, so this computer is technically connected to nearly every, I think it is every other computer actually. Yes, every other computer. So there's a mesh and there's a partial mesh. So the internet is a partial mesh. Not everyone is connected directly, exactly to each other, but there is quite a lot of connections between them. So for example, if, I don't know, one of the London internet terminals drops, it probably won't take down too many people because there's other terminals that they can go through to avoid it. And that's one of the benefits to meshes. If I were to cut this cable, this computer could still talk to this computer via this one here. So that is the main benefit of meshes. Okay. Another main benefit is because the computers are connected to each other, then you don't normally, obviously in this case I told you about meshes going to here, but that's only if that's cut. So normally the computer will just go there. So the message is quite fast because it can take a more direct route than basically going all around the houses. Now, obviously, the difficulties are that this is expensive and needs lots of setup because you've got to connect every computer to every other one. This is not easy. And obviously, they need a lot of maintenance because, okay, if one breaks, it doesn't work, but nothing matters, but you still got to fix it, otherwise it's not a mesh network. Because obviously if that one breaks and you leave it and then that one breaks, well, now we've got to go through here to here to here. And before you know it, it will actually slow down the network. So that's a mesh topology. They're all connected or mostly connected to each other. Then we've got a star, and this is what's happening in your house. So you've got a hub in the middle of your house and you connect, these don't have to be wires by the way, they can just be wirelessly. In my house I connect my two main computers to it wired because it's actually faster and better for gaming. And then my other devices connect wirelessly, like my printer and my media computers, and obviously my phone and stuff. So this is a star network. The beauty of a star network that it's actually quite easy to add a new connection. If you come along and want to put a new connection in, you just plug it in, or you just connect wirelessly to it, and it's done. You connect your phone to the Wi-Fi, done, and that's it. To the wireless router via Wi-Fi, and it's done. Another thing is that if that wire gets cut, then it doesn't affect any of the others. They can carry on. The problem with it is quite obvious, that if this thing in the middle breaks, then the whole system's gone down, and it does need a fair bit of cabling. Obviously, nowhere near as much as a mesh, which needs a lot of cabling, but it still needs more than some. So that's a star network. It looks like a star. Right, then you've got a ring, which looks like a ring. So the thing with a ring is that each computer connects to the next one in like a daisy chain. Now, this is a bit old-fashioned and probably not used much anymore, not in any major installation. But the main actual advantage of the one here is that there's no hub here. There's just 6 computers connected to each other, so you don't actually need a server or a hub. Now, that used to be really, really, really useful. I think in the more modern era, hubs and servers aren't ridiculously expensive, especially hubs. So how much of a gain that is, and the beauty of a hub is that it itself is doing all the work. Here, obviously, it's a bit cheaper to set up because there's no server or hub. Problem here though is if one of the workstation breaks, any one of them, and the whole network's gone down. So that's rubbish. And all the data goes round and round in the circle. So that's quite a security risk, because if this computer wants to talk to this one, all the data goes round and round and round. I know you think it only goes to there, but when this one talks back, it goes back to here. So it's kind of going round and round and round and round and round. And that's obviously quite risky in terms of security. So that's a ring network. So what you're going to do now in your booklet or your worksheet is you're going to draw out the ring, mesh, and star networks, and then write down some of the advantages and disadvantages. And so you can look at this video, go back to the bits and do it.